Hello, my name is Mr. Fontenot. Welcome to my YouTube page, Mr. Fontenot 1111. Please like, share, and subscribe. Video, I'll be calculating the AC values from the Chapter 15 Math Handout, problem number 13. I'll begin by filling in my known values from the Chapter 15 Math Handout. And we see those values here, 24 volts VT, R1, R2, and R3. So this is a basic combination circuit, so the first thing that I'm going to try to solve is RT. I'm going to begin by combining R2 and R3 together with the reciprocal formula because R2 and R3 are in parallel with one another. So in my first redraw, I'm going to have the R1 value remain at 120 ohms. And I'm going to run R2 and R3 through the reciprocal formula, giving me 94.74 ohms. Now I've got two resistors in series, so I just add those two values together, giving me a total resistance of 371.43 ohms. Alright, now I've got 2 out of 3, so I can solve for IT. 24 volts divided by my VT divided by my RT gives me an IT of 64.62 milliamps. I know that R1 is on the main branch, so I1 will be the same amount of current as IT. Now I've got 2 out of 3, so I can solve for V1. I1 times R1 gives me a V1 of 12.92 volts. Alright, the value of V2 and V3 will be the same because they are in parallel, but they can't both get 24 volts because we've already dropped 12.92 volts at V1. So we'll use this equation. V2 will equal V3, which will equal the VT minus V1. So we simply subtract V1 from VT, and that gives us the amount of voltage that is across both V2 and V3. Alright, so now we've got 2 out of 3 to find I2. We've got 2 out of 3 to find I3. All of these are RMS values, so I'm asked for V1 RMS. Well, it's already in RMS, so it's just 12.92 volts. IT peak to peak. Right now I have an IT RMS, so I have to use formula number 1 to take the IT RMS 64.62 times 1.414, and this gives me the IT peak. Now if I want peak to peak, I'm asked for peak to peak. If I want peak to peak, I have to take the peak times 2, so I just say times 2 equals 182.75 milliamps. Alright, now I'm asked for I2 peak. I have I2 RMS right here, 36.93 milliamps. So if I want peak, I just multiply that value times 1.414, and that gives me 52.22 milliamps.